So whenever you get settled down onto the ground, let your eyes close. And use the eyes being closed to help give you permission to tune deeper and deeper into your breath. So maybe notice some things that you don't always notice. Maybe notice the temperature of the breath. Notice how it's a little cooler coming in, a little warmer coming out. Maybe notice the areas where you can feel breath passing through the flow of it. Feeling that through the back of the nose, back of throat. Maybe take a breath to see how it feels to breathe into belly, nice and deep. Notice how it is to take a huge breath into the chest. Allowing yourself to notice a little bit more by the eyes being closed. The idea that we're playing with today is a Sanskrit word, Pratyahara, sensory withdrawal. And the way that we're going to play with this today is by trying to keep our eyes closed for the majority of class, if not all of it, depending on how our balance is doing when we get there. By closing off the eyes, by taking away a sense, it makes it so that we have to rely on other senses more. We have to rely on hearing, on verbal cues. We have to rely on gravity and how our body feels in relation to it at any point. Kind of constantly connecting with down so we know where we are in time and space. The ancient sage Patanjali taught about 8 different steps to get toward the deepest meditative state, that true sense of yoga or nirvana, coming to that deepest tuning inward. Pratyahara, what we're working on today, sensory withdrawal, is the 5th step that he outlines out of 8. The prior 4 steps focus on how we interact with the outside world and with our bodies. The 3 after Pratyahara focus deeply internal. They focus on coming deeper and deeper inward in meditation. And so Pratyahara, sensory withdrawal, is kind of the bridge between that external focus and the internal focus. And so let's allow ourselves to play with that bridge today, trying to keep the eyes closed as much as possible, and just notice how class is, how the body is. Notice deeper things from doing that. So for our first thing for movement, let's start to take the knees into the chest. Hand on each knee, let some easy rocking start to happen for the hips and the low back. Just feel what's going on. Starting to release the left foot onto the ground. Give yourself a chance for a moment for right leg to try to stretch up to sky. Hands are clasping behind the thigh, behind calf, or wherever else you wish. Pulling this leg in for a nice initial stretch. If you want to include the foot taking little circles, that's okay. It's up to you, whatever feels helpful, whatever feels good. Huge inhale. With our exhale, we're going to cross this right thigh really tightly over the left thigh. The knees come to a place where it's like we're trying to get the top knee to cross even past that bottom knee if possible. Once we've got that cross set up, take the thighs back into the chest. The easier grip is gripping closer to the knees. It's a little bit harder gripping further down toward the ankle that's off to each side. So you choose, find the spot that works for your body. And sometimes when my eyes are open, I just kind of get into a shape. I don't really notice what's going on internally. It's like, oh yeah, my body's in the shape. Maybe I don't even feel the pose necessarily. So this is about feeling inward much deeper. So try to get yourself right up to that edge where your body is definitely safe, everything feels good, but you do feel things opening up in the hips. Let's take another huge breath right here. With our exhale, the arms spread open to left and right. The knees start to fall all the way over to the left with the cross shape. And notice what spots of your body are feeling this the best. You definitely don't have to feel like you're forcing knees to touch the ground or anything like that. It's just letting gravity take over the weight of the legs. The legs open. By the way, you can always open eyes if needed for a sense of safety or a sense of security, so that's never going to be bad. But take a sense of curiosity with it. It's like anytime you decide to open your eyes, first of all, be conscious of it. I'm making the decision to open. And second of all, see if you can find a single pointed focus anytime you do choose to open the eyes. So rather than just being distracted by all the things that you could look at, find one point to gaze at and focus on that. Good. So now with the knees, in this twist, undo the cross, let the knees just be stacked, and we're still twisting off to that side. Turns it into more of a simple twist. Feel how that shifted how we're feeling the experience of the body. So from here, top leg starts to straighten out to this side. I'll use the left hand to slide up the back side of the leg. So maybe I stop for the knee, maybe I stop for the ankle or the big toe. Just notice we're in a twist and a hamstring stretch now. And your choice, either stay right here or pull cat chasing its tail. The free right hand goes to the free bottom toes, clasping them behind your back. If the clasp is working, let the shoulder, that right shoulder, roll back open. If not, that's okay, no stress. Take a good inhale. Exhale. And start to release. The knees stack again. Take the knees back up over the body as we're returning to the ground. We do a few simple little rocks, left and right. Feel the low back, calming back down. Good. If that feels pretty nice, let's release right foot to ground, left leg up to sky, hamstring stretch. Reach up for whatever spot feels best. Pull the leg in. Nice initial stretch. You can always add in any qualities that your body will find useful. Another huge inhale. Exhale, let the side cross really tightly over. Knees into the chest. Each hand grabs for each ankle if you can reach it, closer to knees if not. Keep noticing without that sense of sight. Does it give us permission to tune deeper into the experience of the body? Let's begin to open the arms. Let the knees fall over to the right. Notice if left and right sides are similar, or if one is telling such a different story than the other. Letting the knees uncross, stack them. Simple twist. Shift happens in the body, very subtle level. So now the top leg, let it start straightening out to the side. Right hand slides the back side of the leg, slides up that area. You could absolutely stay here, or left hand toward the bottom toes, clasping behind back. So nice inhale. Exhale. Let the knees bend. Return hips to the ground. Once we're here, let both legs go straight up to sky. Legs open out wide, figure V. Hands come to inner thighs. So draw that new sensation to inner thighs, especially after crossing the thighs, taking it deeply internal. Good. Take another inhale. Exhale. And legs come together. Let them be in a bent shape. What we're going to do is first make sure that our body is on the center of our mat. So use your hands to feel how your hips are left and right. Try to bring your hips right into the center. The reason why is we're going to take 5 cycles rolling like a ball with our eyes closed. We try the very best that we can internally to make our body rock straight. But after the 5, we'll drop our feet down and just peek for a moment. See how straight we got. This is very illuminating to some imbalances that might be in our body, in the spine, in the hips, in the back. So when you're centered on your mat, get your hands to your legs if that's how you like to rock. And we're going to roll up to 5 and rock back. 4, 3, 2. When you come up the 5th time, drop your feet down, take a little peek. Just notice if you veered off to one side, if you turn it all. Just kind of sense of curiosity, nothing wrong or right with it. And then when you're happy there, let's take bottoms of feet together. Knees can open out to cobbler. As we tilt forward, if the eyes need to be open for a little while, pick one point to look at. If you're ready to go back to closed right away, go ahead and close. Just feel yourself coming deeply internal through cobbler's pose. The spine starts to sit up nice and tall. Open the legs to a wide figure V shape. Find the hands on the space in front of you on that floor, and then walk forward. Just getting nice and deep into that stretch. Let your hands walk over to the right leg. I'm going to stretch a little bit deeper to right. And hands all the way over to left leg. Good. Go back forward. Take a breath in. Out. Walk the hands in. Spine is back upright. Slide the left foot to the space in front of your body. Right leg is going to tuck back for a quad stretch. So the foot kind of ends up at the outer hip area. Tuck the right leg back. If the knee, it kind of has issues, knee pointing wider to the side will make it easier on knee. Pointing more forward makes it deeper for quad, so choose the position, and then we'll start to head to the quad stretch. So hands plant on the floor behind us. If this is enough, stay. Maybe the next step is dropping to left elbow. Next step after that, drop to right elbow. If the knee starts to lift, that's your sign I'm about at the edge of what my knee can do. Some people go all the way down to the floor, so that's an option as well. Just make sure knee is still happy. If you get to a spot where you're stretching, but you're not quite as deep as you want, you can always tuck your tailbone under, scoop it up. One more breath in, out. We're going to reverse every step we get to get into it. So perhaps first go to elbows, and then right hand plants, left hand plants. And lastly, we free up the leg, both legs end up to the space in front of us. Just round your spine up and over, facing forward. Spine lifts back up. Left leg to the quadricep stretch. Tuck the toes back. The knee needs to point wide, that's fine. Then start to head backwards on hands. Maybe right elbow. Both elbows. Or all the way down to the floor. Just pick yourself up to the place where the knee is happy, but you are in the quad stretch. Roy, another good inhale. Exhale. Reverse all the steps you did to get into it, one by one, coming out safely. Legs both end up in front of us again. Round the spine, open the two straight legs. As the spine comes back up, take the legs to simple cross leg shape. Hand on each knee. We'll move through the rib cage and the vertebrae, helping to undulate through the spine. So first, round your spine backwards, pulling the space behind you. And then let the right ribs jut to the right. The chest starts to arch forward, heart opener. Left ribs go to the left. And then round the spine backwards again. Reverse it, so going left. Forward arch. Right. And round back. We'll take another 2 full cycles to each. I like to do my inhale the whole time I'm going forward to the arch. Exhale the whole time I'm traveling back. And go left. Take it one more time, right. One more time, left. Back up to spine stacking. Clasp the hands together. Bring the hands above the head, flipping the palms up. Try to get the arms as straight as possible and pull back just a little bit. Heart arch forward. Feel a slight back bend. Inhale. Exhale. Take the hands behind the back of the head. Start to drop chin to chest. Round the spine down. Drop the elbows down. We'll use that with a full breath cycle. Inhale. Pull arms up, arch the heart forward. Exhale, hands behind head, curl in. 3 more. Two. 1. You finish that last one. Work your way to hands and knees. You can always use the mat to help you go, that you're still facing forward. So from kneeling, we're going to start extending our right leg back, floating behind us. Eyes are closed for sure at this point. Try to see what it feels like to extend the left arm forward. Notice how your body's making minute little changes to stay in balance here. If you're stable enough, you're welcome to use exhales to take elbow and knee to the space under your body. Inhale to straight back out. Look for 4 more. You could just stay still though, you don't have to. And 3. 2. 1. Good. Hand and knee down. Look, second side right away. Left leg starts to go back. Right arm forward. Feel how the stability is on this side. It's totally different. Good. If you're doing okay, 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Go back to straight, then drop the hands down. Take a downward facing dog, tuck the toes, lift the hips. From the inside out, try to imagine what the spine looks like. Our goal is to get a straight spine. So if knees need to be bent at all, that's absolutely allowed to help the spine be more straight. If you want to add little wiggles too, that's welcome. I see what it feels like within to walk the feet up to the top of the mat with the eyes closed. Notice your feet starting to take more and more of the balance. So forward fold. So another breath in. Out. Your choice, eyes open or closed as you try to rise up to stand. Good. Hands it up at the heart. Okay, we're gonna try a balanced pose with our eyes closed. This is gonna be tree pose. So eyes closed, start to feel your weight shifting onto left foot. So that foot rounding down. When you're ready, right knee starts to rotate open. Maybe just start off with right foot coming to the ankle. How that does. Maybe it can move up to calf. Thigh is pretty hard for this, so good work if you're going to attempt it. Work, whatever's going on, appreciate it. One more inhale. Exhale. And as right foot steps down, right away try to ground into it. That foot is solid. And you're ready for left to try to rotate open. Maybe take it to ankle or calf. If the balance is there, not a competition, this is us just trying to find this internal sense of balance. Good. Take one more breath. When both feet are down again, we feel pretty stable. We're going to go through a flow. When we first touch our hands to the ground, you can kind of notice how you are in relation to your mat. So we'll see that. So when you're ready, inhale, circle arms clear through the sky, feel the shoulder joints open. Exhale, dive all the way down. Maybe tune into the mat, see how you're doing, where you're facing. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands drop solidly down. Travel back to plank or kneeling. Take the full flow, going through Chaturanga. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Let's float the right leg up to the side. Try to step it as far forward in between your hands as you can. It's okay wherever you're in the flow, drop the back knee down, and then you can keep on scooting the foot forward. Step right underneath you, let your foot start to sink forward. We're going to work our hands up to the thighs, so if you need to peek the eyes open for a moment to get the hands up to thighs, and then sink hips forward, that's perfectly fine. We'll either end up here, hands to thighs, trying to close the eyes again, or maybe hands to the low back, finding a little bit of an arch through the spine, and then try to close the eyes for a few breaths. See if you can maintain that balance. Good. Take another inhale. Exhale. Hips over the back knee. Front leg starts to straighten. Drop the hands to the floor, half split. Let the front knee bend again. We're going to take that knee over the ankle, so foot is solid on the ground. The back toes tuck, lift up the back knee. So from this shape, 3 times, nice and slow, the front leg is going to try to straighten. As it straightens, curl the forehead into the knee. And then let it go back to that bend shape. Even let the hips drop down a little bit, getting into that stretch. Good, so 2 more cycles, leg straightening, curl forehead into knee. And back to the lunge. 1 more, straight. And to knee. Good. So from here, the back foot steps up to the top of the mat, feet are close together. You're going to take fierce pose, sit in the chair, hips are sitting back. You can end up with hands coming to heart or arms extending out by the ears. So your choice, either stay right here, or if you want to try, you can lift the heels for a moment. See how that feels. Good. Heels down if they were lifted. Go to forward fold, drop the hands all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, travel back, plank or kneeling plank. Take another flow. Once you're in the down dog, keep on lifting hips high. Feel more and more mobility. Beautiful. So let the left leg start to float. Left foot steps in between hands. We'll drop the back knee down, so then if you need to scoot it forward more, that's fine. Hips sink forward. You're always welcome to try just walking hands up the thigh if you need to open first and then get into the position before you close the eyes again, that's fine. You could end up hands at thigh or hands at the low back or up. Good. Inhale. Exhale, hips over the back knee. Front leg straightens, drop the hands down. Front knee starts to bend. Take the knee over the foot. Back toes tucked to lift up that knee. Then 3 times, leg tries to straighten. Curl the forefoot into the knee. And bend it right back down to lunge. 2. And 1. So keep well stable here. Try to step the right foot next to the left at the top. Take another spear's pose, set the hips back. Maybe hands to heart or arms reaching out by the ears. Stay or try to still lift. What happens? Good. Heels drop. Straighten the legs up. So we're standing up this time. Circle arms up to the sky. Maybe a little springy back bend. Hands to heart. Drop the right hand to right thigh. Left hand reaches to the sky so we can lean up and over to right. Good. Rising up, switch it out. Left hand down. Right hand circles up and over. And rising up. Let the feet slide to the spot, usually for me about as wide as that. You can use the mat to kind of help your feet go. If your mat is super wide, you can always come in another tilt over there. And then toes turn out. Let's take a Malasana. Squatting in between the legs. If you ever need to take a different variation, a higher spot, sitting on block, that's always fine. Feel your body from the inside out. Maybe balance is just about at its max, and so just stay. Maybe you have space to allow hand to travel down, pushing the hips open more. Maybe the spine can straighten a little more. Good breath in and out. And we'll all eventually end up just straightening the legs in a forward fold from this position. But if you'd like to try a blind crow pose, you can just try it out, see what happens. It may not be much more than like the toes, just one step trying to get off the ground, that's okay. body feels safe to try, go ahead and give it a couple of rounds to see what happens. At any point when you're ready to come out, just straighten the legs, turn the toes forward. You're not standing forward. Hold a little bit wider position. Work. Maybe take hands to elbow creases and let your spine sway just a little bit left and right. Moving hands down. Let's see the flow from here. So inhale, half lift. So let the hands travel back to the flow. Just 2 breaths in the downward facing dog. Ready? Start to make your way up to top of mat. Take an inhale. Exhale. I'll rise. The heart. Another attempt at a balance pose. This one's going to end up being standing on left foot and trying to get right hand and right foot to clasp up your back. So my recommendation, try to start with eyes closed. Give it 2 or 3 attempts at trying to grab the foot. You might surprise yourself. If balance is like not happening, what you can do at that point, open the eyes. Imagine taking a screenshot of the room and then try to hold that screenshot as you close the eyes again. If you can get the balance, try to also make sure you feel the quad stretch. So knee pulls back to support. Good. We're going to try to transition through Warrior 3. So if eyes need to open for a moment, but otherwise try opening arms like balance beam. Kick the leg back, trying to lean forward, 90-degree angle. And when you're ready to step back, land just the toes for a moment. We'll take a little twist. Right hand to that left thigh in front of you. Left arm opening to the twist. Unless you want to try slipping down to the elbow for that twist. You can always open eyes for a moment if you choose to open eyes. Single pointed focus. Find one point to look at. Good. So starting to unwind from the twist, the back heel drops down to the mat. Cartwheel the arms open to Warrior 2. Front leg straightens. Front hand reaches forward. Drop it down to thigh or shin. And try to feel from the inside of your body, the shoulders stacking, but top hand making its way directly up above. Good. Try to safely rise up. Turn your toes to the long edge of the mat. Take a forward fold for a moment. You choose the hand variation. If you ever need to peek as we're rising up, that's okay. Otherwise, try to fill in your body, rounding the spine up. Good there. Front toes turn forward. And then see if you can safely step your back foot just right up next to your front foot. Good. Facing forward. And try second side. So start to shift your weight into right foot. Feel safe, Maybe try grabbing left hand to left foot. Give it 2 or 3 attempts. If it doesn't work on this side, you can open eyes, let it happen. Take a screenshot mentally of the room and close the eyes, trying to hold the mental. If balance is working okay, maybe try to get into the quad stretch too. Good. Start to open up warrior 3, arms balancing. Back. You land, lunges the toes. Good. The twist, the left hand to right side, right hand to behind. Or you can always try to slip elbow. Try to safely release. That heel drops down. Open up to warrior 2. Front leg straightens. Reach the front hand forward before you drop it down to thigh or shin. Top hand up to sky. Try to feel those shoulders stack inside your body. Rising up. Turn the toes to the long edge. One more wide angle forward fold, maybe a new arm variation. When you're ready to rise, safely make your way up. Front toes start to turn forward. See if you can safely step up to top of the mat. Face forward. Good. Let's clasp hands behind the back. Bend the knees. Lean the torso forward. Pull the hands behind your back for the shoulder stretch. Good. Hands can release down to the floor. Take the flow from here. So inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands bent down, travel back. One last time to go through the chaturanga, cobra, down dog. Good, and we'll take a pigeon pose from here. Lift the right leg up to sky. Send that right knee under and through to pigeon. Make sure hips are level before you completely release down. So one thing about working with the eyes closed is sometimes the yoga that's in this time and age becomes very aesthetic. You see magazines and Instagram yogis and all sorts of social media things that have yoga as a glorified body, and it's like if your body doesn't look a certain way, it's like, oh, I should be striving to look like that. But when we close our eyes, it doesn't become about how anything looks at all. It becomes, how does this feel in my body? That's a difference between looking / doing and feeling. Neither is necessarily right or wrong. There's good and bad to both. But sometimes it's nice to drop down to the feeling rather than the speed. Let's take one more breath right here. Eventually start to plant the hands, come back up to down dog. Maybe give the body a couple of wiggles to help bring the mobility back. And when you're ready, left leg lift, so that under through to pigeon. Down to elbows. Another benefit of closing off one of the major senses, like sight, is that eventually when we do open the eyes back up after class, having closed it off for a time almost makes it so that that sense of vision is more acute. You can see things much more clearly. It's like colors are more vibrant. Shapes are more curious. It's like our sense of vision not only physically is better, but also that deeper sense of vision, that intuitive see. Another inhale. Exhale. Let's work our hands to plant. One last down dog. Just a little bit of mobility through the legs and hips. You're ready. Lowering softly down to knees. We're back on all fours. So from here, reach right arm clear up to sky. Pull the back open. And the right arm threads all the way under and through, shoulder wrapping down. Look for there, left hand, reach the top of that or wind around the low back, your joints. More inhale. Exhale, left hand drops, space in front of the face, press into it. Maybe a little cat-cow when you get back to all fours. When you feel ready, left arm as well. Reach up to sky, feel the back open. Let it spread. Get there, right arm, reach or wrap. Another good inhale. Exhale. Find that right hand in front of the face, press into it. Maybe another cat and cow. And this will start our journey back to Shavasana. So if there's a pose that you're curious about doing flying, this is the day to do it. So maybe there's a pose you do every day, like cloud pose or something like that. I don't know. Maybe there's a pose you just want to try experiencing flying. Or maybe you're listening deeply inward and there's something that your body needs to have moved and stretched before Shavasana. Just listen in or be playful, whatever feels appropriate today, to find that perfect last couple of things that you need. We're making our journey eventually toward Shavasana, no rush. It takes several minutes if that's what it takes to get there. no rush. We're still listening. We're tuning in, maybe still moving. At some point, we'll be ready for Shavasana. So when we get there, think of Shavasana, and especially the breathing during it. Think of the breath as that bridge between external and internal. Allow that breath to flow several times freely, deep in and out. Here we'll begin to deepen the inhales. Exhales. Introduce little movements back to fingers and toes. Ankles and wrists. Stretching it out in a way that feels nice. Usually taking a nice fetal position off to one side. Two or three more good deep breaths until you feel ready to rise sooner or later. With hands coming together in front of the heart, we return back to that idea of Pratyahara, sensory withdrawal. Sometimes we get the impression that withdrawing senses means disengagement from life. That doesn't necessarily have to be true. In a way, when we withdraw from senses, it makes it so that we're allowing ourselves to be less distracted by every fun little thing that we see and smell and taste and do. So, with less distraction, we're able to have more of a single pointed focus. This can be something internal or something external. We can use that attention, that 100% single pointed focus, because when we harness 100% focus of our thoughts, of our energy, of our creativity, we're able to create so much more, and it's extremely powerful. So with this idea of Pratyahara to lead us on today, allow ourselves to wrap up the time that we shared with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. Om. May we be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste.